It's called wide. And so it's Alexandra Eala who is through. She did some incredible things here last year with the semifinal run, and she'd like to go even further.
The love affair with Miami continues for Alexandra.
Welcome, tennis fans from around the globe, to what has been an absolutely scintillating display of courtcraft, athleticism, and sheer mental fortitude here at the grandstand. Today, we witnessed a captivating round of 32 clash that will be etched in the memories of those who watched it unfold. We are looking at a completed match that brought together the rising phenomenon from the Philippines, Alexandra Eala, and the seasoned, battle-tested veteran from Poland, Magda Linette.
Congratulations, you are headed back to the fourth round here in Miami, and to do it, you had to get through a fighter today in Magda Linette. You know how tough she can be. Other than this incredible crowd, what do you think got you over the finish line?
Oh, I think patience was a very key aspect of how I played today. You said it first, Magda is such a fighter, and every time I played against her, she's put me in such difficult positions. So kudos to her for playing well, and yeah, I really enjoyed the battle.
The atmosphere was electric this afternoon, with a palpable tension gripping the enthusiastic crowd as these two remarkable athletes took to the court. On one side of the net, the 31st seed, Alexandra Eala, carried the hopes of her fans and the momentum of a spectacular season. On the other side stood Magda Linette, known for her resilient baseline game and tactical brilliance. It was a classic matchup of youthful exuberance against experienced guile, promising a tight battle from the start. Right from the opening warm-ups, you could sense the focus radiating from both competitors.
It is so much fun to watch you play. You are so seemingly fearless. You take the ball so early, you redirect so well. Has that always been your style of game, or has there been a coach along the way that said, this is how you're going to play?
I want to think that being aggressive has always kind of been what I've aimed to do. Maybe it's only come out well like in the past year or so, but no, I think it's really part of my game. Of course, I have an amazing team who have really fine-tuned my game and really helped me take it to the next level now. But yeah, I think being
The stakes were incredibly high in this round of 32 encounter, with a coveted spot in the next phase of the tournament on the line. Eala, displaying a calm demeanor that belies her years, stepped up to the baseline with purpose. Linette, ever the professional, looked determined to utilize her years of experience on the professional tour to disrupt the rhythm of her younger opponent. As we dive into the final scoreline, the story of the match begins to reveal itself.
Okay, last year at this time, you were ranked 140 in the world, and coming into the Miami Open this year, you're 29 in the world. What would you say is the biggest difference in you standing here today as both a person and a player?
I think I've matured a lot in the past year. I've been put in a lot of high pressure moments, a lot of big stages, which I am so grateful for and wouldn't trade for the world. But you know, being back in the fourth round, it makes me feel the same as I did last year. I'm so happy. I'm so excited, and you know, it's such a privilege to be back in Miami.
Alexandra Eala emerged victorious in
Alexandra Eala emerged victorious in straight sets, but a mere glance at the 6-3, 7-6 scoreline does not do justice to the intensity of the battle we witnessed. The first set, secured by Eala with a solid 6-3 margin, set the tone. However, the second set was an absolute war of attrition, pushing both players to their absolute physical and mental limits before Eala claimed it in a tiebreak. Let us take a closer look at the serving statistics, which so often dictate the flow of a tennis match. Interestingly, this was not a match dominated by overpowering serves and quick points. Both players managed to record exactly one ace throughout the entire contest. This solitary ace for each player indicates that the match was fought and won in the trenches of the baseline rallies, relying on placement, spin, and consistency, rather than sheer unreturnable power on the first delivery. Similarly, the double fault count was perfectly mirrored between the two competitors.
40-15.
Both Eala and Linette committed exactly 2 double faults over the course of the 2 sets. This remarkably low number highlights the intense concentration and discipline both women maintained under pressure. They refused to give away free points easily, forcing their opponent to earn every single advantage. It is a testament to the high quality of tennis displayed at the grandstand today. When we examine the first serve percentages, the margins remain incredibly tight, reflecting the competitive nature of this encounter. Alexandra Eala managed to land 64% of her first serves into the box, a very respectable number that allowed her to dictate play early in the points. Magda Linette was right there with her, successfully putting 61% of her first deliveries into play. They were virtually neck and neck in finding their range on the primary serve. The effectiveness of those first serves is where we begin to see the subtle differences that decided the match.
Let's hear it one more time, Alex Eala. Is holding us out with 9 serves delivered today. It's the official on-demand delivery and pickup platform of the Miami Open.
So the young superstar from the Philippines continues to delight her fans even here in Miami, Nico.
And you just saw her words. You just saw why she's so well liked everywhere. Goes beyond tennis. She's an unbelievable player, but poised beyond her years, and everybody eating it up for good.
Eala won a highly impressive 71% of the points when her first serve landed in. Linette was practically identical, securing exactly 70% of her first serve points. Whenever these athletes got their primary weapon working, they were highly successful at finishing the point, demonstrating their aggressive intent and excellent court positioning. However, the true turning point of this match, the statistic that shines the brightest in Eala's victory, lies in the second serve performance. This is where the match was fundamentally won and lost. Alexandra Eala won a staggering, almost unbelievable 86% of the points on her second serve. To put that into perspective, winning over 60% is considered excellent. Eala's 86% demonstrates an absolute mastery of spin, placement, and defensive rallying. Conversely, Magda Linette struggled to protect her second delivery against the aggressive returning of the Philippine star. The Polish veteran won only 58% of her second serve points. This glaring 28% differential in second serve effectiveness gave Eala a massive tactical advantage. It meant that even when Eala missed her first serve, she was still heavily favored to win the point, applying relentless, suffocating pressure on Linette's return game. This pressure naturally translated into breakpoint opportunities. Throughout the match, Eala generated 5 breakpoint chances against the Linette serve, successfully converting 2 of them. Those 2 breaks of serve were absolutely crucial, providing the separation needed to secure the first set and keep the pressure on in the second. Eala showed incredible poise during these high-stakes moments, executing her game plan perfectly when the pressure was at its absolute highest. Magda Linette, fighting tooth and nail, managed to create 2 breakpoint opportunities of her own against Eala. She capitalized on one of them, proving that she was always within striking distance and ready to pounce on any lapse in Eala's concentration. That single break for Linette kept the second set incredibly tense, forcing the set into a dramatic tiebreak as both players fiercely protected their remaining service games with everything they had left in the tank. Speaking of the tiebreak, this is where champions truly show their mettle. The second set culminated in a high-pressure tiebreak, and the statistics show 1 tiebreak won by Eala and 0 for Linette. Eala elevated her game when it mattered most, dominating the breaker with a decisive 7-2 scoreline. She refused to let the match slip into an unpredictable third set, shutting the door firmly on Linette's hopes of a comeback with a display of flawless, clutch tennis. The return game statistics further illuminate Eala's dominance on the court today. The 31st seed accumulated 24 receiving points won, constantly asking questions of the Linette serve and refusing to let the Polish player find a comfortable rhythm. Linette, by contrast, managed to win 17 receiving points. Eala's aggressive positioning on the return and her ability to neutralize Linette's service motion played a massive role in creating those crucial breakpoint chances. When we look at the total points won, the overall picture of the match becomes crystal clear. Alexandra Eala amassed a total of 71 points throughout the encounter, compared to Magda Linette's 59 points. This 1-2 point differential is significant in a straight sets match, indicating that Eala was consistently winning the critical exchanges and wearing down her opponent over the course of the long, grueling rallies that characterize this baseline battle. The game count reflects this steady accumulation of points. Eala secured 13 games won, while Linette fought hard for her 9 games. Eala's ability to string together successful games was a major factor. In fact, the statistics show that Eala's maximum games won in a row was an impressive 5. This 5-game surge, likely spanning the end of the first set and the beginning of the second, represented a massive momentum shift that left Linette scrambling for answers. Magda Linette's maximum consecutive games won stood at 3. While a 3-game run is a solid effort and showed her undeniable fighting spirit, it was ultimately overshadowed by Eala's longer periods of sustained dominance. Tennis is a game of momentum, and Eala proved highly adept at not only capturing the momentum but holding on to it for extended periods, suffocating Linette's attempts to establish a consistent foothold in the match. We also have to marvel at the maximum points won in a row. Alexandra Eala strung together a phenomenal 7 consecutive points at her peak during this match. Winning 7 points in a row against a player of Linette's caliber requires intense focus, flawless execution, and an absolute refusal to commit unforced errors. Linette's best streak was 5 consecutive points, a respectable number, but again, falling just short of the explosive burst produced by her younger opponent. The service points won metric further cements Eala's superiority on the day. She claimed 47 points while serving, meticulously protecting her own service games with a blend of heavy spin, wide angles, and that historically brilliant second serve performance. Linette secured 42 service points, showing that she was holding her own for large stretches, but Eala's slight edge on serve ultimately provided the foundation for her straight sets victory. Finally, the total service games won tells the story of Eala's ultimate control. Eala won 10 service games, demonstrating immense consistency and mental strength each time she stepped up to the line. Linette won 8 of her service games. Those 2 extra holds of serve by Eala were the structural pillars of her 6-3, 7-6 triumph, allowing her to dictate the scoreboard pressure and force Linette to constantly play from behind. This victory at the grandstand will undoubtedly be a significant confidence booster for Alexandra Eala. As the 31st seed, she has proven that she can handle the pressure of the big stage, outmaneuvering a highly experienced opponent with a combination of tactical maturity and outstanding shot execution. Her historic 86% win rate on second serves today is a statistic her future opponents will surely be studying closely as the tournament progresses. For Magda Linette, it is a tough pill to swallow. She fought valiantly, pushing the second set to the absolute limit and demonstrating the grit that has kept her on the professional tour for so long. However, she simply ran into a player who was executing at an incredibly high level today. Linette will regroup, analyze the tape, and look to bounce back in her upcoming events, knowing that she was only a few critical points away from changing the entire narrative of this match. As we sign off from this incredible round of 32 encounter, we are left marveling at the bright future of Alexandra Eala. Her performance today was a masterclass in controlled aggression and mental resilience. The fans here at the grandstand were treated to a phenomenal display of tennis, and we eagerly anticipate what both of these remarkable athletes will achieve next. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the numbers that define today's thrilling match.